I'm so bored. I'm at Carver Library. I have money for food. There's no electricity in my apartment. Slowly under the device. Charging my phone at the moment. I'm charging my laptop here. I'm browsing a book right now. What else? 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 That's cute. This is really cute. That's the bathroom situation. What else? What else? What else? That's pretty. What else? You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's AR Boost Card. It's nice phone. It's like the sun goes straight to my heart. Artie Lorenzo art. Shop. INTAYAFAY and turn shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/n/Irene-Lorenzo. What else? You can give me money in person. I may shake my titties in excitement to give them Mary card. What else? 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 No, that's me right there. I thought this was a little bit older than that. What else? What else? Anyways, I haven't texted you. Good morning, just yet. I started charging my phone, so I have not been good afternoon. What else? 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 Anyways, I haven't watched a TikTok in a while. Imagine when it is within one's family of origin. It's disturbing. It's disturbing. You can decapitate el cuero, es asqueroso. Benjamin Sarson and sons that have raped me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate la leech. A leech that steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, stays in my home without my permission, and steals my vehicles. Most of them are relatives of my parents. They're disgusting. That includes my siblings who are disgusting. Decades ago, my parents said to me that as an influencer, I can achieve world peace. So my siblings set a goal of killing people to contrast that. They're disgusting. Just because, just like that. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. You can decapitate Felipe Lorenzo Severo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Severo. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Severo. You can decapitate Maria Angela Elizabeth Lorenzo. que they only birth her so that Marilyn can have a home for herself somewhere where people can think that it's a cause of the hobby. Yeah, they're disgusting. They're disgusting. Yeah. La tipa una puerca. Anyways, she steals my money, so she wants to give the impression that Holly visits her occasionally so that people don't kill her in self defense for me and themselves because she's dead. Penalty worthy, so they even have a baby and kill it in the process. Right in front of everyone's eyes. Yes, oh, here. And people may say, like, oh my god, the way that she describes taking that preemie and feeding it just with one hand, almost trying to give it life, where her sister and her hoe are like, whatever, we just had a baby, we're letting it die. She even brought up how she was gonna get preeclampsia before getting pregnant. What does she smoke? What drugs is she on? Yeah. Yeah. Un asco, un asco, gente. That was when I was living at Legends at Kitty Hawk or Chain County. I don't need a man. I don't need the illusion of a man to live alone. These are so pretty, so relatable too. I want the keys to my home say so. I love the mix of materials. There's that is either a remodel, a demolish, and brand new, or just brand new. Oh, the year this is so relatable. I miss the keys to my homes. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate me having sort of some sons that rape me. That's steal my money and get in the way of your saving money. I'm gonna kill him one day if I see him. All of them. No, even the youngest ones. Possibly. Haven't raped me. If I see them. It's like if falta de respeto, so to show up when I'm starving and they possibly have my money or they have money that they can give me. They're disturbing. Yeah. So pretty. Ooh, This is really cute. This is really cute. Yeah, you poor thing. You're like Antonitas. What? What else? If I had known, I would have given you money sooner so you could have gotten it. What is it? Manicure. For us to have that shop and screenshot it. I just painted in your nails the color or a different color to a screenshot. People say may happen with these videos and things. What else? What else? What else? How cute. I want to check out this book. This is so pretty. This is so pretty. How organized have you gotten in the past 5 years? My siblings purposely trashed my life so I can say I'm organized. Right now, my apartment's a mess. I have no electricity in my apartment, no food, no money for food. You can decapitate Benito Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Maria Angelis Aviles Lorenzo. You can decapitate Jadir Lorenzo Chaparro. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of your saving money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate a Juan Lorenzo que se queda en mi casa sin permiso para nadar en mi piscina. Qué tipo tan puerco, qué basura. Ew. I don't even know which one it is that stays there with him. El tipo es un puerco, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate me how many sons and sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of mercy. What else? 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 That's cute too. That's really cute. I miss Data. I miss my mom. I know I'm bored at the library. I'm my own best friend. You can decapitate David Ledesma that raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. You can decapitate Michael Norman that raped me in 2016. You can decapitate Katie Leung. You can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla. You can decapitate Benjamin Soderson, sons that raped me and steal my money and get in the way of your safety. You can decapitate la leash, dirigiendo la dirección necesaria que no sabe hacer mujer. Tampoco hacer inglés. In my bank account later to download the USA. What else? 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 You can decapitate my homies, what is the sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me save money. You can decapitate Sarah Francis. I'm gonna shoot Sarah Francis in self-defense one day. What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Richie Hill that raped me in 2023. You can decapitate Jorge Aviles that raped me in 2016. You can decapitate my homies, what is the sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me saving money. You can decapitate Jennifer Mari Vasquez that killed Gloria Nilsa Acevedo Cordero. You can decapitate Janiris Cajigas. You can decapitate Sonia Bonilla. You can decapitate Jonah Vargas. You can decapitate the Senora Miriam Lorenzo. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that raped me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. They stole my money to date them. And then they went on, visited my bedroom, and raped me in my mother's home. And then beat me up emotionally and sent the last one due to starvation. Because I refused to ask them out on a date ever. I don't have money for self-care for myself ever. What else? And I've lost the need or appetite to want to add them onto my life, sexually or as anything. They occupy no space in my mind ever. They're leeches to me. They go on, it's la mama la que me quiere matar, and then cause so much drama. They don't know how stupid they look mamándosela a la que lo quiere matar y a la que me quiere matar. Y todos les dan poquita cosa. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. Like they're worse than STD. Ew, 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 ew. People say. I don't know what an STD is and I don't find out. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate my homies, sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of receiving money. I think their names are Andrew, Alex, Albert, Basura, Querosidad. Qué tipo tan cuero pendejo. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. You can decapitate Luis Lorenzo that tried to rape me when I was 14. You can decapitate Victor Soto that tried to rape me when I was 15. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that raped me and steal my money and get in the way of your saving money. What else? 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 You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo La Lich. Esa tipa una cuero, una asquerosidad, una basura. You can decapitate Belibel Lorenzo Acevedo. That invades my privacy. Trying to rape anyone that I've had sex with. Yeah. Dame un asco. They have a I can do better attitude. They're so gross. They're disgusting. Pero like the lowest of the lowest of the lowest of the lowest. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Brittany Akerson. You can decapitate Morgan Hanley. You can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. You can decapitate Selena Gomez. If she stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Jerry Garcia. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons. That right me stealing money and getting in the way of receiving money. I don't ever want to talk to them. I don't need to follow up with them on anything ever. They're just a waste of time. Yeah, always. Una asquerosidad. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to shop at the shops in La Cantera today, but they didn't get on. Just because I had a grandma doesn't, I didn't have a grandma growing up doesn't mean that I need to be using secondhand clothes. El tipo un puerco. He's the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. I want him dead right now. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that raped me to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. I think their names are Albert, Andrew, Alex, Basura, Querosidad. Que tipo tan puerco. I'm tagging the FBI in this post, Interpol, the U.S. Homeland Security Department, the International Criminal Court, NATO, and the Marines. You can decapitate Maribel Matias. You can decapitate Glenda Acevedo Lorenzo. You can decapitate Madeline Acevedo Lorenzo. You can decapitate Orlando Acevedo Lorenzo. You can decapitate Benjamin Superson's sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of raising money. Currently trying to complete this puzzle. I know I've already found the word revenge. Looking for, but then they would have been marked already. So I'll move on to wings. I want to eat at the Cheesecake Factory today. Then I don't have money. You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky Designs Go and Lucas Stephen Son. Straight to my heart. Arlie Lorenzo Art Shop INTAYIAFAY. I am Tire Shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo-Acevedo. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. There's people in Aguada, Puerto Rico that have immunity to kill Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. There's people in Aguada, Puerto Rico that have immunity to kill David Ledesma in self defense for me decades ago. I'm appalled that David Ledesma is still alive. What else? 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 You can decapitate Juan Manuel Delis. That raped me in 2017. You can decapitate Kayla Barnes. I'm killing Rebecca Washington in self defense Sunday. What else? 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 You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez sons. That right means stealing money and getting in the way of your same money. You can decapitate Elba Suarez. You can decapitate Jaira Gajosa. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez's sons that rape me and steal my money and get no mercy. Ellos se emocionan todavía. People say that ellos se emocionan. Tú dices el nombre entre medio de gente y what they think, what they want me to describe is how they have orgies. So it's like los hijos de Benjamín Suárez Lorenzo que me han violado, que me roban mi dinero y get in the way of your semen, and then Jaira Gallosa in between, and Alba Suárez in between, que carajo me tiene que importar la vida sexual de ellos. Yo no le pido registro de con quién han estado. Nunca, él no significa algo para mí. El tipo es un puerco, una basura. Él se cree que a mí me duele que él tenga relaciones sexuales. That's human nature. El tipo es un bruto, una asquerosidad y las leches se emocionan. De like, me puso la me puso la Carolina. They're sex addicts so gross. Decades ago. Ew, there's so poquita cosa. Ew. They wanted to know what in the comments what people think about them. No, a mí no me tiene que importar lo que la gente piensa acerca de ellos. They're not an extension of my life. That's why people don't personally comment about anyone on my posts. You can decapitate Carolina Chavez. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez or the sons that rape me and steal my money. They get in the way of me receiving money. They try to get into a victim's head of like those are sex acts that were taken. So that one doesn't seek the death penalty for them. I went through this decades ago and I spilled this out possibly in the same confidence that I'm spelling it out right now. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres porque what I said yesterday, my mother explained to me, or I learned by myself. And my dad explained to me, or I learned by myself. De que si hay un hombre doblándose en la calle, es un hombre doblándose en la calle. Si hay una mujer doblándose en la calle, una mujer doblándose en la calle. Si hay niños y niñas doblándose en la calle, es una niña y un niño doblándose en la calle, no gente prostituyéndose ilegalmente. El leech ese como una basura, una asquerosidad, el Andrew, Alex, Albert, asqueroso, basura, eso. They're sex addicts. Ew. They want to get into one's head so that one doesn't seek the death penalty for them. That was decades ago. Ew. Ni que yo no supiera lo que uno haría, ni que yo llorara por él. Yo no lloro por él no importa nada para mí. Como la basura que él se comporta, así lo tratan. Y yo, a mí no me gusta estar con basura de gente. What else? 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 Looking for Stefan here. I'm looking for Stefan here. I don't like my brownies in their front. Just not caring. Oh, I was gonna bring paper towels. What else? 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 You can decapitate me, how many sources of sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Yadira Chaparro. You can decapitate Mandy Hansen. You can decapitate Brittany Akerson. You can decapitate me, how many sources of sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Ross. Luis Lorenzo tried to rape me when I was 14. You can decapitate me, how many sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. El tipo es una pérdida de tiempo, una basura, una asquerosidad. Traffic me into poverty trying to remind me that he exists. I seek the death penalty for him then, and I have all the odds to win. What else? 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 A judge may decide that it's funnier to leave him out suffering in life what people call and not kill him. Not because he brings any value to the planet, but it's so much funner. Anyways, if they can identify the problems, it's their behavior that they need to correct. They need to correct it for themselves. It's their own behavior that they need to correct. So they're trying to seek rehabilitation through people. And people are like, I can't, even if I moved in with you or I can't move in with you, I can't change your behavior. Ew, 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 ew. They're an embarrassment, those people that I grew up around. I tagged, who did I tag here? The FBI, Interpol, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the International Criminal Court, NATO, the Marines. If I type news here, Fox News, NBC News, IPP News, PBS News Hour, I'll do that one. There it says track PBS News Hour. What else? What else? What else? What else? So Stefan it is. I'm trying to concentrate. What else? 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 They want to ask them to take them out to learn about one. Like, is she got the Jedi and is gonna have the guns or maybe I guess she. Pero porque ellos se la maman literalmente a cualquiera and they don't know how to gauge intelligence. They're so dumb. Ew, ew, ew. So I'm like, I don't need to invite you out on a date just for you to respect me and then decide if you wanted the Catholic wedding with me or not. Vete pa la mierda, mátate already, mátate already. What else? What else? What else? Once I'm financially stable, I plan to sue Benjamin's sons, the sons that raped me to steal my money and get in the way of my museum money. And get my money back from those ventures where he and I painted individually. And he kept the money from the sales of the paintings. The paintings, one of them exhibits them and gets tips for that. They kept my homes, they kept my vehicles. My vehicles they give out to whoever shows up to my home and wants to suck their dick. They're like, here, you want to ride Arlene's car for a little bit? They're disgusting. It's my personal vehicle. And I had a parking situation in 1999 in my parents' home a little bit before that. And I couldn't concentrate on fixing the issue for myself with him barging into my parents' home what it felt like weekly. I said, someone take her away from me. Look, so and so, this is my wife Arlene, who I told you I'm thinking about having sex with. Yeah. And you went all like with your eyes and your hands all over me, even though I told you that I was thinking about her. Arlene, can you please remove that situation from me? I'm like, why don't you both kill yourselves right now? But I'm seeking the death penalty for both of you. What else? 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 That was decades ago. What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. You can decapitate Bahamians, Protestants, the sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of my receiving. So I couldn't enter my own home to get my vehicles or my money or my books porque he had leeches there y él se creía que la casa solamente de él. In that agreement, we haven't gotten to just yet because I don't have the key to my personal home. I don't have my vehicles, I don't have my money, I don't have my books. So I said to my parents, do not leave him homeless, or if he doesn't want to buy a home in Puerto Rico, he can keep the home, but I need to be stable. So he created so much. instabilities at the word. So I couldn't get my money, so I couldn't get my books, so I can't date, so I can get my vehicle. They terrorized my parents decades ago to starve me. Ew, 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 ew. Trying to rape me. Oh, my parents were so scared that he would kill me. So I'm like, I'm gonna get emancipated at turn 16. My dad's like, no, you're not going on that cruise. He may kill you there. I'm like, come on, you're gonna have to take that risk. And he didn't. So dumb. So dumb. Oh, qué asco. So you can give me money in person through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky Designs Go, lo que estoy pensando. Straight to my heart, Arlie Lorenzo. Art Shop, INTAY, I am Tire Shop. I may clean my apartment today, this afternoon. You can decapitate me, homies, so just sons that rape me, steal my money, and get in the winners. S. Copley. I'm looking for you. You can decapitate Miriam Carrero, you can decapitate Ana Luz Carrero, you can decapitate Samuel Munoz Carrero. You can decapitate Igor Munoz Carrero, steals my money, gets in the way of your saving money. And steals Jaden's and Kainani's child support money just to see Lily's closet. You can decapitate Joey Munoz Carrero, you can decapitate Samuel Munoz Carrero, you can decapitate Samuel Munoz Carrero. You can decapitate Kevin Rodriguez, you can decapitate Mariam Rodriguez, you can decapitate Cynthia Lorenzo, you can decapitate Maritza Lorenzo, you can decapitate Vitalina Carrero. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that raped me and steal my money and get in the way of me saving money. What else? What else? What else? If you want me, I'll do like a decapitation myself. But I've had to be starving. I don't want to be starved. Like a chicken. Because that's how he said he's gonna kill me one day, like a chicken. El tipo un puerco, una basura trying to rape me still. Yeah. Well, but that's just rape. He's not even a man. Yeah. Threatened one. Yeah. Lo que pasa como él es low class y él has sex with low class. Él se cree que with his threats yo lo voy a rescatar o me voy a enamorar de él o decir, oh no, él es como un perrito enfermito que hay que cuidarlo, bring him to life. En un día él se arregla. Eso no es mi responsabilidad. Entonces ese es el problema with low class. Y por eso yo nunca estoy alrededor de low class. Porque low class se cree que puede turn las mujeres buenas into low class. If he starves her, if he steals from her, if he rapes her. So he's like, all I have left is killing you then? Decades ago. El tipo es un bruto, el tipo es un bruto. Él va y literalmente le abre las patas a cualquier basura y se cree que no en basura like myself le va a abrir las patas a él. El tipo es un puerco. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of mercy. It's April 12, 2025. You can decapitate Erica Gardefee. You can decapitate Donald Briggs. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sus sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of mercy money. You can decapitate Diony Laguna. You can decapitate Ana Vila Gomez. You can decapitate David Ledesma. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sus sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of mercy money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm looking for S. Copeland. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can send Limari. Anyways, you can decapitate Samari Acevedo. You can decapitate Orialis Acevedo. You can decapitate Jorge Acevedo. You can decapitate Jorge Acevedo Rios. You can decapitate Manuel Acevedo Muniz. You can decapitate Isabel Muniz. You can decapitate Isabel Rios. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sus sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Aníbal Acevedo. You can decapitate what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Benjamin Suarez and sus sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. Jonathan is a rape baby. You can decapitate Milagros, whatever her last name is. For you can decapitate Joana Vargas. You can decapitate Maritza Vargas. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sus sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. This is so much fun. When I say it to the FBI, him the otherwise, él se cree que yo voy a la biblioteca con la gente y digo, ¿sabías que yo no tengo jevo? Porque él se ha puesto en la lista de la lista de los libros con la que se ha puesto. Lo tengo en Facebook, nena. ¿Qué te parece eso? El tipo es un puerco. That's just for reference. And Facebook is for networking. So they missed the mark of being adults and gifting me money. And they are so focused on my vagina, so gross. They possibly pet themselves to the thought of my vagina. If they stole my vagina picture through David Ledesma, through Jorge Aviles, through Michael Norman. Because they say if you rape her, she's gonna heal herself by being like, my vagina's okay, and sends a picture out. Or if one of you wants for a vagina picture. So they study patterns of abuse people and then take advantage of that. They're gross. Yeah. Son tan desperate. Ginny Gentile son esos hombres tratando de violarme todavía. Qué asco. Did she go on to say to David, y ella da un asco, eso fue un excremento, esa basura. That's what I imagine they were doing. That doesn't mean that they're allowed to have my vagina picture or even seek it. They're disgusting. They know it too. They know that they're disgusting. You can decapitate Jimmy Gendaliri Sorenso Suarez. You can decapitate David Ledesma. You can decapitate Liam Baker that I didn't want to ever see again. You can decapitate Pilar Cuellar. What a nuance. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Sorenso sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate their half brother if he still gets in the way of me receiving money. Steals my money, his death penalty worthy just because decades ago he showed me some videos and pictures of him having sex with Ginny Tendaliris y que having sex, they're just animals que se trepan uno encima del otro. And the Stephanie girl, I don't even know, a relative of someone, saying to me that could have been you. And we use the money that we have to take you out and take them. They're not men. They're así, cerebro de mime. Ignoramos. They call themselves. Decades ago, I don't ever think about that. That's not my daily dinner life. Tienen que aquí estoy comiendo contigo porque ignoramos. Me estoy ignorando. Ignoramos must be so bad in my life that has killed more than 80 million people trying to get my attention. I won't talk to him ever. What else? What else? What else? He has groupies. Esa grupera tan un asco. Me roba mi dinero para ir a Coachella. Fo. Ew, eso es una basura. Do people look down on them? En Aguado, Puerto Rico, I witnessed that. People looking down on them. What else? I'm looking for a scope. I'm checking my inboxes to see if I receive any money. Through Gmail, through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky. It's AR Blue Sky Designs Call. And lo que estoy pensando, straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo Art Shop. INTAYIAFAY. I am Tire Shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo-Acevedo. What else? What else? What else? What else? Esto no es algo para discutirlo en privado. They would have tried to get me to kill myself. You can decapitate Ginny Gendalis de Lorenzo Suárez, que se cree que porque hizo un Facebook page con su apoyo y no, con su apodo y no su nombre verdadero, she's not seen as gross. Damasco, la tipa. Ew, fue una basura. Ew, I've always remembered her to be that way too. Since she was a strangler around my parents when she was like, what, 3, 4 years old? Ew, 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 ew. Ew. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. I miss Jaden. I miss Kanani. You could be shopping with Jaden in Kanani today. You can give me money in person or PayPal. It's porque my baby's daddy steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money para verle closely. You can decapitate Marilis Gonzalez Soto. My PayPal account is AR Blue Sky Designs Code, lo que estoy pensando straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo Art Shop, INTAYIAFAY. I am Tire Shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo-Acevedo. What? I already did this one. What else? I will travel when I'm financially stable with people. Ideally, fully Muslim. I found a scholar. What else? What else? I've been laughing at all those people that I grew up around that steal my money, that get in the way of me receiving money. I don't want a relationship with them. I don't cry over not having them in my life. They don't signify anything to me. They're worse than excremento. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me, to steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. They've been terrorizing me since I was a little kid, saying that they're going to force me to marry people that I don't want to marry. They facilitate women trying to rape me, or they facilitate females raping me for. I'm killing Jennifer Marie Vasquez in self-defense one day. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of your semen. You can decapitate Yesenia Roman Feliciano. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of your semen. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of your semen. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of your semen. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of your semen. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of your semen. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of your semen. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of your semen. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in What else? I didn't invite him into my life. I didn't invite him to my bedroom ever. El tipo es un puerco, una basura. Él se lo mama cualquiera. And then lives scared that anyone that could have feelings for him could turn out to be someone that would hurt him. El tipo es un bruto, pero the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. I don't ever want that leech near me. I don't ever want that leech near me. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo. There's the form. Now I need to seek revenge. Yay. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm playing some music soon. I have brownies in my bag that I bought at Chibi yesterday. I want to shop a day. I get money today online. I don't have money. You can decapitate everyone that steals my money, everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money, everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, everyone that steals my vehicles. It's April 12th, 2025. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and the sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. Their names, I think, are Andrew, Alex, Basura, Querosidad, Albert Leach, qué tipo tan puerco, no sabe reconocer lo que es una mujer, no entiende lo que es la palabra esposa. Wow, wow, wow. Qué basura, so needy, so desperate. Que se mate ahora, que se mate ahora. That's what I think about him. Since I was like 3 years old. What else? 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 Qué tipo tan puerco que se lo maman a cualquiera. Fo. Ew. Ew. I'd rather be celibate. And when I'm financially stable, travel and meet people ideally polyamorous men. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. What else? I want to take myself on a cruise trip. ASAP. What else? What else? What else? Do they pester Edgar and say, but Edgar, you needed to raise your kids with Arlene Latinos que le pelearan a la madre? Ese mami que tú haces en la biblioteca, que tú haces en la biblioteca. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? El tipo es un puerco en lo que sirve para protestar, so no, therefore no sirve. Él es como si mamara pene infectado. Vio sin Ginny Jandaliri solo en Suárez, lo asquerosa que fue. Ella es literalmente una la ve. Yo digo, uy, pene infectado. Fo. Esa tipa es asquerosa. Fo. Lo mismo pienso de Yesenia Ramírez Lorenzo. Soy que, uy, ahí está pene infectado. Qué asco. Ew. That's Erika Garda pene infectado. Blech. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me, steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. Once I'm financially stable, I plan to travel the planet and meet people, ideally polyamorous men. What else? 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 I want Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo to kill herself today. I want Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo to kill himself today. Oh, Ginny Jandali decided to kill herself today. I want Señora Mira Lorenzo to kill herself today. See, give her the word revenge here. I want Joanna Vargas to kill herself today. I want Marilis Gonzalez Soto to kill herself today. You can decapitate me. How many sons that rape me? That's the only money you get in the way of receiving money. Los tipos son unos puercos, una basura, una asquerosidad. Four, 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 four. Entonces, my GoFundMe campaign efforts don't pay off for me porque my family of origin has a bad tradition of fucking lo que parece estar infectado al lado de ellos. So people are like this one's strong, and we just like them if they die today. Hopefully, right? But I'm starving. I don't have any money. So I can say that and be protected by the law. That if they, just like if I die of starvation, they're not liable for me. There's so many million people on the planet. Then what else? What else? What else? What else? That I'm strong enough and I have skills and I know survival. And I'm in a city that provides plenty of free food, though not to my liking. So I won't literally starve. There's kindness if one asks someone, like, can you give me money for food? Some people will respond to that. So it's the perfect timing, people said decades ago, to seek the death penalty for a lot of people that abuse me. I'd rather be shopping with JD and Kalani today. And having financial stability in a home of my own with JD and Kalani. And finally having sex. Again, I've had sex since 2016. The last day that I lived with a Guillermo Escarra is when I had sex last. What else? 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 So if behind the scenes he's moderator in a group chat where David is just like and as he's like, no, you didn't. You're right turn. And then Jerry Garcia says, I found her to Tinder, so I logged out. No, you didn't. You're right turn. If you're saying you logged out, you're right turn. So he takes notes. He knows how to type too. Possibly sends FBI forms on himself too. Confessing to anything bad that he's done, possibly. And possibly sues David Ledesma. It's like, oh, Michael Norman, you bragging that you raped her. You're the reason why she left my home all scared. And I'm like, how do I tell her? I'm like, she's strong. I took her keys away. And she's like, I got them back. What else? What else? What else? Trying to talk some sense into her. It's like, how do I use the word you've been raped? And it's possibly all these people have been around your kids, Arlene. Fuck asco. That's very difficult to hear in the moment, some people say. Porque then I would have gotten a gun here in Texas and killed Jennifer Bonilla in self-defense, Katie Leon in self-defense, and the such. Porque I already did that at dinner party once. I'm like, Edgar, why are you killing them all? I'm like, that's my job, isn't it? But I can't remember. How do I know Patricia Mercado? Didn't Jaime Davila try to rape me? Why am I here? And then I'm like, oh, if I eat their food, they may eat mine. Pero cuando me recuerde de que me han hecho, que me hace sentir want to kill them right away. And when the kids aren't around. or anyone that I don't want getting hurt, like get hurt. So I'm like, this is good for reports, I guess. But I'm frustrated. I'm like, if okay, he was there with me, so I'm like, he may know more than I know. What else? 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 Why don't we fix that? He laid in bed, possibly the ídolo de tranquilito. I think it was Black Friday, wasn't it? The next day or that week. And I'm like, are you okay now? But he stayed in bed like the most of the day after that. And I'm like, I don't know. In the back of my head, I'm like, I don't know why I feel like I want to kill them, but I just don't want to say that either. So I'm like, whatever. I think I'm done having kids. What else? What else? What else? What else? So that's why I have no need to be in a pity party behind the scenes of all the people that want to rape me. That Erica Leach que trabajaba con él wants to rape me and be like, she doesn't know how to be a woman yet. Ew. I met her through Albert. I didn't even know that. Didn't I? Decades ago? Que gente tan puerca. Si me están esperando behind the scenes trying to talk some sense into me, like, let him rape you already, let him rape you already. They don't have intelligence at all. They're so gross. They think they're trying to fix the marriage. Fools. I have no interest in him. I already went through that decades ago. It's like, mira lo que me encontré. Like, Nene, stop talking to me. He hasn't killed himself. Fuck, yes. Ew, ew, ew. Que gente tan puerca if they're behind the scenes waiting for me to talk to them, trying to rape me. Fuck. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate la Erika esta. If she gets in the way of me receiving money, stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicles, and gets in the way of me receiving money, or steals my money. Se supone que cuando yo la viera a ella como coworker de él en una actividad, yo diría, mi casa y mi marido y nos quedan. Él no es nada para mí. El tipo se da más importancia de la que tiene. Relationships take respect y él no se respeta ni a él mismo. Él es una basura, una asquerosidad. Full. Anyways, my laptop needs to be charged. You can decapitate Mohammed Salah's sons that rape me and steal my money. And get in the way of me receiving money. I think their names are Albert, Basura, Querosidad, Leach, Andrew, Alex, De Puerco. Four. Ew, ew, ew. Four. I didn't think that would be that loud. forgot that this is live. I'm switching over to this location. There's a chair. And there's an outlet. Here we're going to my laptop. And my phone. What else? What else? What else? Something else come to spot on the library. He wants to show me that he gets the library reserved during the daytime, at night, and he rapes people here. He's been raping for more than 30 years. He steals my money so I can date. And I don't want to, so he'll be like in that same corner, guys. Look at this, look at this, look at this. El tipo es un puerco, ew, él descubrió lo que es dating for, como si él nunca iba a poder tener un chance of dating, so he wants to be like the only person on the planet that dates, but then who would he date? El tipo es un puerco, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate me, Hamid Suarez, and it's the sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of mercy money. I would be so fun testifying in court today. Possibly. People do those movements. They're like, have you ever seen like what they think they are? Un fucking excremento. La gente habla así. And by the way, I listened to a Daddy Yankee song and it's like, no te desvíes de lo que va a decir unless that has to do with what we're going through right here or like whatever. Stick to the subject. What else? What else? What else? What else? And I've heard like some judges intersect during the end of the conversation. So, by the way, I heard that song too. What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm at Carver Library because I don't have money. There's no electricity in my apartment right now at the moment. You can decapitate everyone that steals from me, everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money, everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, everyone that steals my vehicles. You can decapitate everyone that's getting in the way of me receiving money so that Jaden and Kehlani don't live with me. I miss Jaden, I miss Kehlani. Anyways, I'm posting on Facebook right now, or I'll send a text message to Jaden and Kehlani first. So, él pensó que yo nunca iba a llegar a un mall porque Gloria Nirsa no maneja. Y a ella le llevaba ropa. Son vendedoras. What else? 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 El tipo es un bruto. Él ve gente y la encasilla en. What are the odds that she'll get herself somewhere alone? People like, do you not realize that she takes herself to her grandparents' home alone? That is indication that she's willing to travel. Hay nena que se queda encerrada. Dice, mi mamá no guían, so I'm always at home. He wants to kill me. He envies me. So he's so disgusting. You can decapitate me. How many sort of sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of your saying? Oh, it's good afternoon. I want to order food for me to eat here today. And I don't have money. You can decapitate Ron Nuremberg if he stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, or steals my money. Asco, they don't have a solution for victims of theft, so one doesn't starve. Ew, 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 ew. Qué gente tan puerca. Anyways. Posted on Facebook and then eating snack later. Got a banana, an apple, some brown crackers, and what else? Ew, like someone a real request or el... Que no se te olvide Maggie. And seek the death penalty for her. Well, he's like, el tipo un puerco, el tipo es una basura, una asquerosidad. Esto no es un hombre. Why is this still alive, stealing from me and causing my starvation? I want him dead immediately. El tipo es un puerco. It's not my job to verbally, publicly seek the death penalty for people. He had already conditioned me to not be on the internet because he'll bully me. Hey, that could be a random person, though. He said to me that if I see Margarita's profile, that the Empress Margarita, que I shouldn't even be on Facebook. Porque Margarita won as an empress, definió all the crimes of Margarita gets behind the scene. Margarita is a murderer, a death penalty candidate out there. Look at me, I have an accomplishment. I lifted this. El tipo un puerco es lo peor que hay en este planeta. Él se obsesiona con la gente. Es un pester. I don't even know which one to blame for being so much gross or the other. They're all gross. Ew. El tipo es una basura, has a following of leeches que le siguen el cuero pensando que he's like the next best thing. If they all get to kill me. Porque por lo menos le mamo las tetas y yo no dejo que me violen. These are relatives of my parents. They're so gross. Yeah. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and they get in the way of your money. They don't understand social cues. They want to be socialites. I miss Tatum. I miss Nani. I miss Tatum. I miss Nani. You can decapitate Gabriel's carreras, steal Daniels and Keglani's child support money. He wants the death penalty, possibly for things they've done to me that I won't want to find out. People say when they steal from the baby mama and the kids, they want the death penalty for what one hasn't even found out. How cute. Another record. What else? 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 How cute. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I didn't eat breakfast today. I went to eat at First Watch today. It's late for that. No Madeline serves breakfast all day. What else? 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 Another one. I should listen to music. You can decapitate a Lorenzo. Lorenzo gets in the way of your seeing money para que la gente no más salte. And he starves me on purpose and makes me waste my time. El tipo es un bruto. El tipo es un brutofo. In the meantime, I need to provide for myself, dating Kehlani, and he's getting in the way. What else? 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 I miss dating. I miss Kehlani. I miss dating. I miss Kehlani. It's pathetic of these leeches. Have been talking about me for more than 20 years privately through Messenger to Facebook. Let me post this picture of myself with oh my god, Kelly no lo pueda ver. Kelly no lo pueda ver porque to them I'm like their parole officer. The sixth death penalty for them. So that's all it is. Kelly no lo pueda ver. They rape, they get raped, and they're like they bask still. And jajaja, Arlene esto no lo puedo hacer con él. They're hostages y a ella le gusta. So una basura. Ew, 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 ew. Anyways, I shared this with Jane and Kanani. What else? 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 So they want all their pictures running. They don't contribute to life. Oh, look at this. Look at this. What else? Speak of sneakers. What else? What else? What else? What else? Did I not post my plan to travel para meet people? Ideally, polyamorous people in Puerto, you can decapitate. I have mis son assistants that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving. El no educador es un bruto that gets in the way when he sees someone with a 35,000 square foot home that he is attracted to, then he behaves very well. Everyone else that grew up close to him that he dislikes and he thinks has feelings for him, he wants killed. That's not a good reason to kill someone. El tipo es un puerco. What else? I'm gonna download the yes. Yeah. I'm hungry, but none of the snacks that I have I want to eat. Do I have room to download the US? Yeah. And I wonder if this will go through. It doesn't say like the parlay within a few days. What else? 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 They wanted to say we all know each other. And they're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ew. Do I not log in though? Reset my password. Oh, I need to get out of here. Pass a flashlight for you. Yeah, that's that. Enough. I can't. How do I remove this there? Not me. I'm bored. I'm bored. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of your receiving money, everyone that steals my money. It took away the VR. Fuck my life. You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky Designs go lo que estoy pensando. Straight to my heart, Arlene Lorenzo Art Shop INTAY Shop INTAYIAFAY and I am Tarsha. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/up/Arlene-Lorenzo. What else? ¿Cuánto pene vamos a mover ilegalmente para que Michael Reyes tuviera trabajo en Opportunity Home while I'm using the services? El tipo es un puerco. He's embarrassing. I would never take this out as a +1. For imagine bringing a dirty turd to a party. That's what he is, a dirty turd. So I wouldn't bring a dirty turd to a party ever. You can decapitate me, how many Suarez son esos sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. Él es wannabe socialist, él me roba mi dinero para llegar a Coachella. Ew, 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 ew. Son unos puercos, una vergüenza, una basura. I don't even want that as a relative. I stopped attending dinner parties decades ago. In my family of origin, to not run into that bitch and kill it in self-defense. Porque qué feo es. Uy, él viola gente, lleva violando más de 30 años, stealing my money. Trying to rape me, y la gente se lo explica y él no entiende lo puerco que es. Es una vergüenza. Él es una vergüenza. Ha matado millones de personas trying to rape me. Tipo un puerco. I don't ever want that near me. I want it dead right now. Yeah, I'm taking myself out dancing. When I have money, I'm taking myself out to dinner. What else? 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 Where is the word revenge? Can't find it here. Ew, 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 ew. This is the same one. What else? What else? What else? What else? I haven't spoken to anyone in my family of origin in more than 4 years. I'm so excited about that. I had not spoken to them in decades, most of them. My parents and my siblings I talked to. Sometimes when it wasn't like, hola y adios. They would complain. And I'm like, I was at the kids' signing. Because they're sex addicts and rapists. They're like, oh, you took them out to Disney again instead of letting us rape them. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? But good for you. You had a great time. 2468 20 2468 20 2468. I hate when this happens. They ask to send a code and then when one gets to the app again, the link for one getting the code or entering the code is gone. But if I send the code to my email and not my phone, okay. You can decapitate Vaniva Lorenzo Acevedo that's trying to get my password, trying to fake that she's my husband. So that no one rapes me and doesn't know one rapes me. Ella es una cuero. She plans to kill me to steal my money and she has like the worst excuse. Se cree que una bruta Ew, so she starves me on purpose by stealing my money, trying to que yo me convierta en $1 week. You can decapitate David Ledesma. This is all I need to do is get them to say Mama Latica. And that would be rape towards me. Why is David Ledesma still alive? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Benjamin's other sons. The sons are rape me, steal my money, and get in the way of saving money, trying to give their boy a chance at life. They positioned him where he would rape me, hoping that I would marry it and be like, I'm fine with it. Son unos puercos. Cuando digo que son unos puercos, son unos puercos. Son una basura. Son una asquerosidad. So gross that people say their theory of Arlene being forced to marry Luis Lorenzo isn't even a fact. When Alicia está like, hey, no, she also needs to marry David Ledesma, que la viola. Anyone that I saw her come in contact with, even if she didn't want to, I'm gonna make them rape her again. Ew. El tipo es un puerco, una basura, es una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Benjamin sons that rape me, steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. El tipo es un puerco. El tipo es un puerco. Where is this? No, so they want to tell me, no, él no está soltero, él se casó con esta. And they're like, Ali, mátate, mátate, mátate. Porque nos enteramos que él fue a la biblioteca y entonces se casó también con esta otra. Y a ti no te hace eso. So they live for nos enteramos. Él está ahora con esta otra. So they keep track, they stalk him or stay in his life y le preguntan for. So ahora tú estás con esta, ahora estás con la otra y por eso ayer no me llamaste. Ew. They live still for él. Entonces por eso fue que ayer no me llamaste. Son una vergüenza. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate the Hawaiian soldiers when the sons are rape me, steal away money, get in the way of your saving money. But no, that's all I have. That's all I have. What's that? He was married to someone in the military and wants me to send them whatever I deposit to this account to them. El tipo es un puerco porque sé que esa fue la que me mamó el pene. La que estuvo en el militar todo este tiempo. So ella es la que se merece el dinero de él. Atentamente, Albert Suárez, basura, asquerosidad, como me llama él. Is this his suicide note? I hope so. If that means that people are gonna start gifting me money ASAP. He wants to terrorize me that I'm seeking the death penalty for Gloria Mirza Cordero, and that's why he killed her. Es ella así, aún así la gente no te envía dinero. El tipo un puerco, pero él es bruto, porque él, Ginny Jandaliri se encojona con él. It's like, give her a preview of what we're gonna do in the future to get her to kill herself. She's gonna be emotionally prepared. I'm thinking, I don't know how to gauge intelligence, but I think that she's gonna be strong. Decades ago. It's like, nene, deja de estar diciendo de cómo la vamos a tratar de matar para que se mate ella misma. Porque entonces you're just making her be stronger. Entonces cuando le repitamos lo que sea, oh, yo creo, mami, ¿verdad? En esta situación, ella no nos va a volver a hablar nunca. Y como yo le voy a mamar las tetas. Da un asco. You can decapitate la leech. Legendary restaurants Suarez. That is trying to rape me. La tipa es una puerca. Oh, I did. Yes, I wish I had more money. No. Where do I just deposit that one? No. Just $1. Some people kill themselves doing this. People say. They wanted to be a part of the experience. They're like, I've been seeing Erica deposit her checks for decades now. Entonces, Erica me lo mama así, así, así. Y Arlene, wow, finally, me enseñó eso. Ya le digo a Erica, no sirves, no te necesito en mi vida. Ew, él le paga gente para que se haga pasar por mí. And he went on to introduce some of them to me, thinking that when I would run into those people on military bases, I would be like, oh no, ella no puede estar con mi marido, yo le voy a dar atención. Mi marido es un pendejo que no sabe lo que es ser hombre y no sabe reconocer lo que es una mujer. So even if I were married to him, but I'm not, I don't ever want to be with him. What else? What else? What else? What else? Gloria Nils forced me to marry people in my childhood. Who's gifting me money today? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? This looks slightly different. Some savings. Oh, I deposited it in savings license 26. What else? What else? That was still there, Sebastian. That happens. I love this insurance. Who's gifting me money? I need a vehicle today. I may want a BMW or a Mazda Miata. What does it look like today? Oh, entonces ellos dicen, based on her GoFundMe campaign, ¿con quién carajo se va a casar? Con ella misma porque ya tuvo un Lexus. Porque ahí no hay un Mazda Miata listo ni para el nene, entonces. ¿Cómo yo voy a saber si ella me quiere o no todavía? Ginny Gendaliris me dijo que cuando las mujeres violan como ella, si alguien me llega a mamar el pene alguna vez y ella se entera, ella me va a matar. So yo me la paso scrolling to the GoFundMe campaign de Arlene a ver, like, oh, si cambia un Miata, pues quiere decir que se va a casar conmigo. So my dad is like, nena, possibly wanting to say me, cómprate el carro que tú quieras, pero nos reímos acá del nene, que no sabe ser hombre. Y se deja violar por Ginny Jandaliris y nunca te llevó a una cita. So that's what they do. De ellos se lo maman a la leash que está cerca. People call that. And because they're not men, then they wonder, they're like, pero entonces ese corazoncito dirá que me quiere a mí. Ellos se lo maman a la que está cerca. Dan un asco, gente. Dan un asco. Dan asco, gente. Dan asco. They thought it would have evidence que ellos se la maman. You've seen them. Ellos holding hands with excremento en la mano. Her holding hands with Amber Suarez. So might as well have excremento en la mano. And the other way around. For real. Dan un asco. Dan un asco. Qué gente tan puerca. Anyways, that's good for urban offers. What else? 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 I want to drink coffee today. Harmony. What else? What else? You can decapitate by having inside sense of sons that have raped me and steal my money and get in the way of your same money. I'm not the one for them, so they make sure that everyone on the planet knows it. So that their significant others don't get jealous. Possible. De todo yo le iba a dejar esto de herencia de economy. And then they would go to the highest bidder. They behind the scenes plan to kill me in so many ways. With so many theories of like maybe she left $1 for the kids. I just hadn't had Wi-Fi in my apartment to deposit it, which happened very quick. Depositing those. What else? What else? What else? What else? Esta gente que I grew up around se tiran un peo y lo celebran con la gente. So they think that after something simple like this, I would open group chats and get raped. That's their modus operandi, people say, and abuse pattern at the same time. What else? What else? What else? What else? So, what am I doing here? Downloading the view, which I can download again, but it's such a hassle if I don't download. If I remove it, I'm gonna download via link right downtown. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So back to this. He has images of everyone. Oh, en la leech. ¿Quieres mis? Dale, dale. Si te pones donde se ve la pintura, entonces eso significa que quieres que él te lleve a esa esquina y te viole allí también. So él posiblemente has been to this library at night or during daytime, reserves it, and rapes people. They're like a well-known basis, I've heard. Yeah. What else? What else? What else? What else? There's sex objects. So also, they want to mock sapiosexual people. Yeah, they're so gross. When did you see a book in that orgy? Oh, yeah. That's a nice Mazda Miata. What's the most expensive one? I don't want it to be convertible. And what color do I want it? What else I need to eat? When do I get money? They mistake everything that I'm for that sounds legal and think that if I die, specifically if a person dies, they don't remember after their death what they did or didn't. So they think that they're gonna be gay after my death. I mean, like, oh no, I didn't have sex with a woman, and now I'm dead. They're so dumb. They're disgusting. Where do I sign in? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What email did I use? What else? You can decapitate by having citizens. Anyways, this is important because I currently have an active bus pass that I don't want to use. What else? What else? What else? And then there's Instagram. I'll start. Wait a minute. banana earlier. I'll start with the brownies and so decide like if I haven't eaten brownies in a while. I haven't cooked brownies for myself. Jaden cannot eat in a while. What else? What else? What else? So if Edgar was married to someone and the things that I was annoying living with Edgar full time, where's my money? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate everyone that stays in my home without my permission. You can decapitate everyone that steals my money. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate everyone that steals my vehicles. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? That's cute. You saw it here first. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to visit the beach next month. I need swimsuits ASAP. What else? Oh, I should do that. I have pictures on Google photos of me at the pool with Jaden Kinlani that I can add to my. I look forward to more days like this, or I plan to do this again. It's cute. Brownies and water it is. Oh, I need like a full meal right now. And that on paper. Anyways, I thought I had That's so dangerous, but I can manage having water near plugged in devices, I think. So the 2025 Mazda MX-5 Miata, I don't want a convertible. Which color do I want? Ew, I'm so big on this. So is she getting a Miata? Is she getting a BMW again? Oh, she married. Oh, I like it in black. Oh my god, where's my brown? I do not make mistakes. What else? Oh, there's a 35th anniversary edition. Do you want the Grand Touring or the Sport? Are they all convertible? Heated seats are important, so I'm going with this. The Grand Touring. I know the alloy wheels. Are pretty on the other ones. What is another one? Money today. You can give me money in person through PayPal, through my GoFundMe campaign. PayPal is AR Blue Sky. Blue Sky designs color like a sleeping sun, goes straight to my heart. Adeline Lorenzo Art Shop, INTAY IAFAY. I'm Tire Shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo-. You can decapitate my siblings. They want to play Barbie with me. Literally. That happens to a lot of people that end up having something asthma. They're like, I'm being starved because my siblings want to control my life. They're so disgusting. this camera. Oh, that kid is. Oh, they can only take a picture with someone that is this kid. It's like, he has a picture of my kid on my computer. She's a better. And I have a pattern. I don't know who this is, but, or how this showed up here. I only used my account for a while. So, that's someone's kid. They infiltrate one's lives. And that for all I know, it's someone that Gabi knows or someone that Lalish made sure my kids would be around. Either way, tipo un puerco, I don't ever want that near me, so he can die for all I care. What else? What else? What else? What probably looking on me today. Um, oh, what did I do with the photo? You're gonna copy my siblings. I want to try to approve pictures of myself taking Kehlani swimsuits on my Facebook account based on the rape habits for. They're so disgusting. They're like que no se le vea mucho la pantorrilla porque Marilyn loves la pantorrilla. Ya Jaden no se le ve mucho los ojos mientras está en swimsuit porque Gilbert loves los ojos. They're so disgusting. They're disgusting. I don't need to ask for permission for anything. And I always obey the law. So this leash is trying to have a private conversation with me. They think that whoever can whip me into shape is my husband, and then men won't rape me. She's after my vagina picture always. So distasteful, so gross. Ew, ew, ew. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What about some recognize what I'm getting right now? I don't interested in what is going on and Jaden doing with their dad and a random shows up ever. Especially when one is the victim of theft, genocide, abuse. And there's predators out there and one's own family home. They want to rape one over a conversation of like, "Sabi di kayo kanina?" What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapit the baker, the honorable. You can decapit the means what is the sun is already steal my money, get in the way, say money. You can decapit the Gabriela Martinez Urias, the possibly Gabriela Aguirre as an insider for Benjamin Suarez and Sons that have raped me and steal my money and get in the way of their salmon. We got added to the referendum. She's so dumb, she stays in my home, she got my permission, steals my vehicle. Gets in the way of me receiving money and steals my money. Yeah. And then I move on to my first. Oh, this is like a quiera o no quiera, continuar con tu vagina. Entonces, make it no rage that he gets raped. What else? 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 You can decapitate my homies on dissonance, so if he gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money. For me to rehabilitate his sons from raping and getting raped. They're so dumb, they don't know what wanderlust is. What else? What else? What else? Even if they were violent for that, not the play pretend that he has in his head hurting people. I possibly wasn't even there when he got violently raped, and why do I have to suffer my children? So he suggested decades ago that he'll put me in a room with the rest of the people that are ranking like that, and then I would have unborn children with him killing me. Ew, 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 ew. What other picture was I looking for? What else? What else? What else? They're embarrassing if they invaded my privacy. Alright, forward to more like that one. Did I crop it? I like that filter. No, I don't know. Yeah, the ones to that post. If we were to do a GoFund, that's how they were trying to kill me or get me to kill myself. Did they say to Jaden Kailani, I can you object to your mom having a GoFundMe campaign? So that people don't find out that they steal from me, those leeches. If we were to have a GoFundMe campaign, it would look like this. And then they show themselves and mi Maserati que me roban, but Jaden Kailani don't know that. So they're like, wow, Carolina, you have a Maserati. And then they only record that part where Jaden Kailani says, Carolina, I have a Maserati. Arlene, tú no tienes un Maserati con Jaden Kailani. Míralo, él no They live for that shit still. Y esto es peor que cargar un mojón al hombro. Jesús Wilson Lorenzo said decades ago. Ew, 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 ew. They invade privacy. Ese me robó mi dinero para ver el closet de él. Well, down in Moscow, you can decapitate all these. They stayed in my home, so now my